There we go. We are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. So tonight we have Alexis and Jen, and that's Flipping Retro. You're on YouTube and Instagram. Any other social media?
No, we haven't, have we?
No,
we're a bit old-fashioned.
And we got chatting, didn't we, on Instagram? And I started watching your videos and thought you were great.
Well, I've been harassing you, asking you questions about pottery and things, haven't I?
So we thought it'd be great to have you on. Relative newcomers to YouTube, which is fantastic. Yeah. Love to support other channels. And we are live. So if you're watching us in the live chat, please pop in and say hello. Whilst people are joining us, I'll say a few hellos, and then we'll crack on and chat about reselling for a whole hour.
Brilliant.
It'll fly by, honest. Don't panic.
It does, actually.
First in was Elaine. Good to see you. James, welcome. Anne has made it. Hi, Nick and Andrea. And all in the chat. Finally made it this week, ready for an hour of fun and relaxation. So we've got to make it fun and relaxed. Right? We'll see what we can come up with. Michelle, good to see you. Fluffy Muffin, hello. There's Porky. Evening all, half here, half trying to get rid of company.
I can imagine.
Don't do it on our behalf.
I can imagine them like pushing out the door. Got to watch out, Nick and Andrea.
Just turn the lights out, they'll get the message.
Off you go.
Yeah. Lisa and Chris, Secret Carper. Come on, England. Oh yeah, are we competing with England again?
Oh, probably.
No, the match is finished.
Oh, how did we do?
Well, I'll watch the highlights.
Should I say? Should I not
I'll
say?
watch the highlights.
Okay, not do in case there's spoilers.
Someone in the chat will spoil it in a minute.
Yeah.
Sure. Antoinette and Chris, I think I said. There's Nia, or we'll be here all day. Right, hello everybody. Hello everybody. I'm scrolling. Leanne, Babs, Gary, welcome.
There's Tara.
I'm at the end. Oh.
Yeah, not many people in tonight. 87.
Well, don't worry about spoilers, because
yeah. If you do watch the highlights, just all you have to do is fast forward it to the 89th minute. Is when we scored. So.
Is that when it all happened?
Was it a lot of running around and passing the ball before that?
Well, I didn't watch it because we haven't got a TV licence here, so I just looked at the updates on BBC, and nothing seemed to happen till the last minutes, and then in extra time. So.
Well, so far I have not watched a second of this tournament.
No, neither have I. I normally do.
I did watch Shania Twain. I did watch Shania Twain at Glastonbury.
I'm a massive Shania Twain fan.
Yeah.
So, my first question is: how long have you been in this wacky world of reselling?
September 2021.
Together, we started in September 21.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So that is fairly recent then.
Yeah. I mean, I used to sell on eBay when I was on maternity leave back in 2004. Was when I first started myself selling, toys and things like wrestling figures, Hasbro wrestling figures, the proper ones, not the new rubbish ones.
Yep.
But then my dad gave us some Lego, didn't he? My dad's a bit of a car boot doll boy. And he gave us a big tub of Lego.
We had no idea what to do to actually sort it out. So, I think we just sold it on as it was, but then we kind of went from there. Getting more Lego.
Yeah.
And
that's it basically. But we did sell mostly toys, didn't we? At first.
Yeah.
Like 80s and 90s stuff, the proper toys.
And then, so in 2021, did you both then join forces and go full time? Are you full time doing this?
Yeah, we are now. Yeah. I used to be a nurse, a mental health nurse, and gave that up. And
and I was a receptionist. So.
So we jacked it all in for the fabulous, glamorous life of being a reseller.
Yeah.
Isn't it though? Really. Have you? Well, that's a good question. Have you got any regrets? I mean, because clearly it isn't a glamorous.
No. We can get up when we want. We can go to bed when we want.
Yeah.
We can call in sick if we'd have to call in sick.
Do you ring each other? That's good. Yeah. I'm not coming in today. Is that?
We put our poorly voice on. I'm not well. Yes, you are. I'm laying next to you.
Yeah, but it is a huge decision to jack in what were probably, decent jobs.
Well, yeah, I was on about 40,000 a year because I was senior. Wow. So going to...
I've done half that. Probably not even that, actually.
But going from that to being a reseller, it's a massive, difference of money in that. But definitely. I wouldn't ever go back to being a nurse because this is brilliant. Mm-hmm. Just because of the freedom of it all, really. Yeah. And so much less stress.
Yeah. It's definitely about the lifestyle more than anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice being your own boss.
Yeah. Not having to answer to anybody, work for someone.
No office politics.
Yeah, there are many reasons why people take the plunge and do this. I mean, for us, probably similar reasons to you two, that we wanted to take back control, and freedom is the word that always comes up when we talk about this, and control of our own life and time. And we didn't do it to try and get rich, because that's not happening, but we've done okay out of it. I think if we work hard, we know we can
exactly.
do really well.
You can do as well as you work hard, really, can't you? It's if you don't list stuff or you take your foot off the pedal, then you don't make very much money. And if you work hard, then you do.
Yes, we know it so very well. Yeah. So I've written some things down here. So more specific questions. So items wise, you're called That's Flipping Retro. So was it all vintage that you go for?
Generally. So it's, I think, 1990s and 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do sell a few modern bits, don't we?
But we are trying to get more into the really more antique stuff, because I just find it interesting, really. But it's the antique stuff isn't really worth. It's not always worth a lot of money. Though,
no, people think because it's old, it's going to be worth a lot of money. But if that was true, we'd be priceless.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's like, I remember years ago when we first started, I actually bought some old Roman coins at a boot sale, thinking, oh my God, these are Roman. This guy was a metal detectorist and he'd picked them up, but they were almost worthless. Mm-hmm. They were really worn. You couldn't really read much on them, but I thought, I'm in here. Gave the guy, I don't know, a $5 for a little pop. If you in, I'm going to have a drink.
Well, we've made that mistake a few times, but that's how you learn, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You pick something up and you think, that's got to be worth a lot of money, and then realise actually not.
I recently bought some coins, and unfortunately, unfortunately, they're not really worth anything. You have to get something quite special out of coins.
Yeah,
they're quite rare, to be honest.
See, I find coins boring. And the good thing about this job is, if you can just sell what you are interested in, isn't it, really? So I leave the coins and stuff to you, and I monopolise the toys and music and games and stuff, don't I?
Yeah, pretty much. And I monopolise the Lego.
Yep.
So.
Tamara still can't get her head around the fact that 90s is vintage.
I know. I can't get my head around that people born in 2000 are adults.
And
they can drink alcohol.
They're 24 now.
I need to go and have a cough and let it all out.
All right,
back in a minute. Talk amongst yourself.
Phil says, coins? Boring? How dare you?
I obviously don't have the intelligence to comprehend coins.
Yeah, Tamara says condition is vital for coins. Yeah, I imagine so. Flippin' Maggie says, a friend gave me a bag of coins to sell, and I gave her one back as it was rare and worth 500 plus.
Wow.
I was so excited. Wow, that is awesome.
Well, within every niche, there's so much knowledge. I tend to say that I have a little bit of knowledge in just about every niche, enough to, be dangerous. But I don't really know much at all. I mean, Phil, for example, does really well with coins because he knows what he's looking for.
Yeah.
We can all dabble, but then you realise there's so much to learn. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I mean, I've always been interested in like vintage ceramics and glass. I remember years and years ago when we first started reselling, we went to an auction and I bought some glass and I ended up keeping it. I didn't actually sell it in the end. I think we were more frightened of packaging it at the time.
Yeah.
But
we were like that as well. Yeah.
Over time, you've become brilliant at that. So it was when I saw Edward's videos, I thought, you know what, I could do this. I'd really like to learn about this.
Yeah, Edward, who goes by Antiques Arena. I don't know if you've ever watched his
we
channel.
call him Edward, but he's Walter.
Walter. He has two names.
It's very confusing.
He talking about knowledge and learning things. That guy knows so much about so much.
Yeah. Do you watch his channel?
No, we'll have to though.
Yeah. Antiques Arena, he's called.
Yeah, he's kind of gone off eBay. He built up his own website, and it's doing incredibly well. He sells antiques around the world now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible. Yeah.
We've been to visit him in Wales, and he at the time he had an antique shop, but he's just completely online now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can learn a lot from Edward, as we call him.
What's Phil saying there? Let me just quickly. Hi Phil, by the way. Hope you're well. I bought a coin for £7 a month ago. It's currently with an auction house, 600 to 800.
We're obviously buying the wrong coins.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite as boring now.
Hi Jake, Luigi's Man. Oh blimey, I remember that game on the GameCube. Great game. Right, let me dig into my. Sorry, say again.
The GameCube is the best console ever, in my opinion.
PST.
Well, it's up there. Super Nintendo for me.
Oh yeah. Super Nintendo.
Has to be Nintendo though, really.
You bought some Nintendo games today.
I found some. First store we went to, you were moaning at me because I went through all of this guy's media. It took me half an hour. He must have had 1,000 DVDs, but mixed in were games. You had to go through all of this. In fact, I've got some really good DVDs out there, some quite valuable stuff. But there were Wii U games in there. And Wii U is one of those consoles that didn't do very well. So if you find the right titles, they still sell really well. And a bunch of Wii stuff, Mario Kart, Mario Party on the Wii U. It's all 20p each. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've actually mentioned to you that Jen and Alexis live in Norfolk.
Oh, okay.
But we were talking going live about sourcing, and the fact that we went to a yard sale today. So that leads us on to our next question. Where do you get your stock? Where do you source?
There's an auction house that we go to quite a lot. Who they just kind of have random bits and pieces. They have like
weekly sale, don't they?
Yeah, rummage box type stuff and all that sort of thing, and you can get some quite decent things from them, which we have had. Also charity shops.
Yeah, we love a charity shop.
We do. And there's certain towns that we go to that are better than others. We've kind of figured out which ones are.
We're quite lucky
good.
because there's so many different places that have got all these awesome charity shops and community shops and stuff.
Car boots we haven't been to much this year, though,
because we're lazy and can't get out of bed.
It's a bit early, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been to a couple of yard sale things, haven't we? And we've done quite well at those.
Yeah, there was one where it was so boiling hot, I think I nearly passed out. But...
Alexis gets, if she goes out in the sun too long, she comes out in hives.
Like a vampire.
Yeah. So
wow.
We have to be careful.
Like a giant lobster by the end of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoy the yard sales. We went to one today, I think you were saying earlier, and it's almost like a treasure hunt because you're driving around literally following a map in some cases. And I love that element of it. It can be quite hard work getting in and out of the car and driving around a whole town or whatever. But
yeah, it gets a bit.
I think that's our favourite way to source.
It is, yeah. It gets a bit tiring, especially because we try and film as well. Then we've got Jeff, and then in and out and in and out and in and out. Get Jeff in and out.
I think we've watched all of your yard sale videos, haven't we? I think that's how
I find those ones quite good.
Yeah, they're our favourite ones that you do. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it is tricky to film and rummage and talk to the vendor and hold the dog and it gets a bit.
Camera in one hand, dog in the other. Which hand do I? And then I end up tucking him under my arm and I have the lead and
then carry breakables whilst trying to pay. Yeah,
good fun.
So it's quite exhausting doing it all at once. What's Phil saying there? Let me quickly. What's up with Phil? I twisted my ankle way back from auction.
Oh dear.
Way back from auctioneers. Lost 2 weeks' work. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, I imagine that auctions are a pretty good way to source, especially if we can get stock quite cheaply.
Yeah, we can fill up the car once a week, pretty much, can't we? And we donate the stuff that isn't really worth messing about with. We send it to charity, but obviously still good enough to sell.
Yeah.
And we've got a box that's, I don't know if you've heard of the rage rooms. It's where you go and smash, you pay a price and you go and smash things up.
We've actually been to that. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
So anything that's damaged so much, we put in a box and we're going to give that to them because that's what people do.
That sounds like really good.
Is that a thing? You just go smash.
Yeah, we've done it before and realised that I have absolutely no rage.
Apparently I have excess rage.
Yeah.
Because you get 15 minutes each.
And after 5 minutes, I was fed up. So
I'd done my 15 minutes and then I had the other 10 of yours as well. Just smashed the room to bits.
So nothing gets wasted, really.
The nearest I've come to that was I used to live in a village, and every year they'd have a village fete and they'd have the crockery smash where you have little wooden balls and you chuck them at the crockery. And I dread to think the stuff that got smashed to bits there, it wasn't damaged stuff, it was just anything that was donated.
Yeah, we do donate damaged stuff sometimes.
To that, yeah.
But you have like a full safety outfit on, like a helmet
and everything. Yeah,
so you don't, and gloves, and you don't.
And you get to choose your own music that you can smash stuff too. So obviously mine was heavy metal, and yours was what, Steps?
I'm a big Steps fan.
No wonder you didn't have enough rage in you.
Yeah, I don't have any rage. I'm just full of pop music.
And are you sure this happened, or was this like a cheese dream you both had? It sounds bizarre. Where do they do this?
And they used to do it in Norwich on Deerham Road, but they've moved to Roundtree, where the post office is?
I said something Norwich somewhere.
Roundsummit Way?
Roundtree Way.
Roundtree Way in Norwich. We're not sponsored or anything like that. We're not affiliated, but they are brilliant. And then they do paintball as well there.
Really?
Yeah. And you get to smash TVs and stereos and everything up. So, once you've had to deal with eBay on the phone, you could then build yourself in.
Yeah.
And Maggie says, I wish they had a rage room around here for donations. It would be a great way to get rid of stuff that we can't move on. Because when we first moved here, we were going to an auction house. We've got out of the habit now. And when you buy the rummage boxes, you do end up with some utter crap you can't sell. And it would be great to have a place that would take that. Because a lot of stuff, you can donate it, but they're going to chuck it if it's not if it's worthless. So that's a great outlet to have. What's Linda saying? Hi, Linda, by the way. A friend and I were selling on our village garage trail, selling donations in aid of local homeless charity. Sadly, couldn't sneak away to buy. Oh, that would frustrate me. That really would.
Yeah, we were lucky when we had one in our village because your mum and dad were here. So they were able to man our stall.
We just left my parents running our stall, making money for us, and we went off around the village.
It's not quite what they signed up to when they came away for the weekend.
No.
We've done a car boot sale before, and I found out that Alexis can't be trusted to be left alone with the stuff because it was my own stuff. Only nipped off to get a cup of coffee, and she ended up selling 3 Pandora charms for how much?
£3. I didn't know what they were. I had no idea.
Yeah, and they were probably worth about £20 each in their little boxes and stuff. So, but we laughed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a funny story.
It is a very funny
isn't
story.
It? Oops.
Or somebody else had a good day.
Yeah, that'll be someone else's YouTube video.
I've heard arguments at car boot sales from stall holders, like couples just rowing. Why did you sell my whatever games for 50 each? Well, you were having a cup of coffee. I didn't know. So
I'm the only one there.
Yeah.
So it's lucky I don't have any rage, really, isn't it?
Well, Will has chimed in. To be honest, if I had to listen to Steps, I would smash things up. So
I love
5, 6, 7,
Steps.
8.
I love Steps. I love the Spice Girls. I love S Club 7. I don't care. But
I didn't like them at the time. I do quite like them now.
Spice. I'm on board with the Spice Girls. I'm a closet Spice Girls fan, but Steps I can take or leave. I'll be honest.
I like Claire.
Claire from Steps,
Claire from Steps.
as Ryland would say. Right, our stall's in. Good evening. I stopped to smash the plate stall at a fete to rescue some Ridgeway homemaker crockery. Exactly.
I don't blame you.
If I get to
hold on, wait.
If I get down to our village fete next time, I'm just going to pay to have my go and grab some crockery. Take it off the rack. Yeah. Good Lord. Oh, we're still on the rage room. Rage room sounds like an absolute nightmare. I like the idea of smashing.
It wasn't for me, but I can see how people would like it.
Yeah.
They should prescribe it on the NHS.
Linda said, I asked to buy a large piece of Whitefriars from a smasher china glass thing at a fete. I paid £1 and sold it for 85 and it was undamaged.
Yeah.
Imagine if that got broken. Oh my God, isn't there thinking about?
Well, the village where I described I used to go as a kid and smash all its crockery, it was quite an affluent area. I mean, we lived in the council block at the back, but it was quite an affluent village. So the stuff that must have been donated. Yeah. It's a frightening thought. Right, I'm right at the bottom.
So with your reselling business, how do you divide up your jobs? Do you divide up the jobs, or do you just do your own thing each? Or
we
do you
start
have weaknesses,
post, don't we? So
we
both
split the post.
Yeah, we just kind of both, just do that, and then I think I do the stuff that I'm more interested in. So that would be stuff like books and
coins
and the Lego and the coins and then you have the stuff you're more interested in,
which is mostly toys.
Yeah,
from the 80s and 90s, especially anything to do with WWF. Because I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, it just makes sense to do what you're passionate about because it's so much easier to list something you're interested in. When it becomes a chore, you might as well go out and work in McDonald's. How I think about it. It's like when we tried to kind of force ourselves to be clothing sellers, we went into it in a big way, had a little mini warehouse and we're doing big numbers in clothing, and I was just bored out of my mind.
I don't think I was that big on it either, which is why I've moved away from it.
Yeah, so we knocked it on the head completely and done a complete U-turn. I mean, this was quite a few years ago, before we started YouTube actually. But yeah, it just makes sense because you'll have much more passion and interest in listing toys if that's what floats your boat.
We did have our own website for a while as well, didn't we? We sold vintage Action Man stuff, which I absolutely loved.
Okay.
But it bored you to tears, didn't it?
Yeah, if I'm honest.
So I know everything about vintage Action Man, and you couldn't care less.
I don't mind. Well, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, but you keep evolving until you find some kind of happy medium that works, don't you? That's all we've ever done anyway, is keep adapting it, trying more things, and some things stick and some things don't.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you actually, when Andrea said, I found these resellers, I think you'll like them, and you showed me a video and you were moving out of the smallest office space in the world.
Yeah.
So could you describe for the viewers what that was like and how that came about?
I think originally we were living in a house which had an office and it had tons of space, and then we had to move, so we moved into a smaller flat basically.
Yeah, there's not just us, it's us and my son as well, and we have a cat. So there's not much room.
Not really. So we had to look around for an office and get something pretty swiftly, which turned out to be this storage cupboard, as we later discovered.
Yeah.
But the rent on that was, as you can imagine, fairly cheap.
But the parking was really expensive because it was near the city centre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was about £80 a month, was it?
75.
75 parking.
Which is quite a lot for parking.
Yeah.
So then we've moved to this place where we are now, which isn't far from where we live, and
easier to get to.
Free parking, and about the same price, and it's
twice the size.
Probably about 3 times the size, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
So this is great.
What have you got now? This is another rented office space, I guess.
Yeah, it's in a storage unit facility. They have their own offices, and we've also got a storage unit here as well.
Yeah. Because originally we had the old office and then I had a storage unit somewhere else. So whenever we stored anything, we were going backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of stuff in storage because I
You're a massive collector.
I do collect stuff myself, yeah. So I have that stuff, which literally is around the corner from the office. So it's really handy now.
Yeah.
So I guess where you are there, that has internet and electric, and is that all under one bill? How do they work that?
We had to get our own internet, but everything else is included. All the electric and anything like that is included.
Yeah,
it's really good. And also there's a post room, so all we have to do is do our post, stick it in the post room, and the postman collects it, the Royal Mail guy.
that is handy. Yeah,
We're
nice.
taking any deliveries and stuff as well, because we've ordered from Vectis. I don't know if you've heard of Vectis, the toy auction people.
They're up north.
Up north.
Yeah.
And we ordered big boxes from them. So it's really handy because they just put it in the post room for us, and then we get a little trolley and bring it up.
Whereas before we were getting it delivered to home and then having to bring it by car to the old office, which was tiny anyway, and then having to unpack everything.
While the cat was trying to eat the packing peanuts.
Yeah.
He's not very bright, bless him.
Stephen says here that's a lot of overheads to cover before you start making profit.
It is, but unfortunately, we don't really have much of a choice because of the flat. We have no room in this flat, and we're hoping to buy a place, but we need to get money coming in more first, don't we? So we can show. It's hard to get a mortgage when you're self-employed, as you probably know. Yeah,
well, it was a bit easier for us because we were before a lot of the regulations that came in after the financial crash, so it was a bit easier for us, and it wasn't easy then. So I don't envy you. Honestly,
it is really tough. And rent is just ridiculous. It's so expensive.
Yeah, you now have to literally apply for somewhere like you would a job.
Yeah.
And put an application form in for it and all that sort of thing, and references.
Yeah. So for every rental property, I think 10 people apply for one house.
Probably more than that.
Probably more than that now. And we come right down the list because we're self-employed. People just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were watching that Kirsty and Phil thing, location, and they were in London, and the rental market there is insane.
Yeah, you have to sort of bid for houses.
Yeah, well, that's what they were saying. Yeah. You know, they put a price on it, and then there's a bidding war to rent a place, and it's just,
we've even put an application in before and offered £200 a month more in rent, and still got turned down.
Yeah,
something is very broken in the system here.
It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So how did you start doing YouTube? What was the thought process behind that? And are you enjoying it?
Good idea, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I think we were just watching other channels and thought that looks like fun. Really?
Yeah, we started watching Jammy Dodger, is it? I don't know if you watch Jammy Dodger. He's a guy who sells shoes and things. But he was the first one. Yeah. Because I didn't even know that there was such thing as resellers on YouTube. And then we found you guys, and who else did we watch? We watched Ricky
Resells, yeah.
He's great. He's
so funny. And you said, should we give it a go? And I was at first I was like, no, I'm not doing it. You can do it on your own. But then I
was quite prepared to do that. And then at the last minute, you said to me, "Oh, actually, I'll just do that as well. It looks like fun."
So how has it gone? How has YouTube been for relative newcomers? How are you finding it?
Yeah, fine. I mean, we've got way more subscribers than I thought we'd ever would. And we've only got 8. We had 84. And I didn't think anyone would subscribe just to watch us two prattling about. But we have a laugh, don't we?
Yeah.
We just kind of film for a laugh and see what happens.
Exactly. And that's the attitude to keep with it as well, honestly. I think the minute channels take themselves a bit seriously, it all goes a bit weird. So, just have a laugh. And
if you've watched our videos, you can see we don't take anything seriously.
Exactly. Don't change. People are talking about, was that the toy company you mentioned, Vectis?
Yeah. There is actually a really good documentary they made on it. The Toys That Made Us.
Scouting for Toys.
Scouting for Toys, yeah. It was on, what's that channel? I can't remember.
Was it UK TV or something like that?
UK TV or something like that. And it shows their weekly auctions. And I think you can get it on Catch Up TV. But if you Google it, it'll probably tell you.
Oh, that sounds
but they focused on toys. They started doing media now as well, like records and signed stuff. But they're mostly just toys. And we got a lot of stuff from there at the start, didn't we?
Yeah.
They are brilliant.
Excellent.
Not sponsored.
Leo,
Yeah.
having the Vectis boxes in the house was such.
That's my son.
Oh,
Was that
that's what Stephen said underneath.
Hello.
This sounds like something he knows.
Have you tidied your room?
Tidied your room. You are very welcome. Lainey said, just don't drunk sing online. I don't know if you've seen that, Lainey's recent video. It's worth a watch.
So Leo says you've got 91 subs now, nearly.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well, we have links it below as well, so we'll send everybody over to give you some support.
Thank you.
We might even get to 100 by the end. So actually, while we have the thought, use the link below and then report back what number we're on. We might get to 100 in the next 5 minutes.
Really appreciate it.
We would.
Yeah. Have I exhausted my list?
No, we've still got questions.
Yeah, on it.
The next one is, do you plan ahead or just see what happens?
Yeah. I'd like to know what personality types you are, because we're pretty much see what happens and go with the flow. We try to plan and then it never pans out. So where do you fall on that? Do you plan things?
Aren't
Yeah,
we? I'm kind
totally.
of, it'll be all right.
Mhm.
And you're a bit more, let's plan.
Yeah, every
Be sensible.
single little thing I have to plan.
We couldn't be any more different if we tried. I
Yeah.
just go, yeah, whatever. Just really, that's why you've got so much rage, because you know,
Maybe.
all this planning.
Yeah.
But no,
It does it, yeah.
Yeah, we are both quite laid back with worky stuff, though, aren't we? But without you, we wouldn't have a business, because you sort the finances out. You kind of make sure that I'm doing things properly, because I'm a bit of a loose cannon, aren't I?
Are you?
Well, I should never be laid out on my own. So luckily, I've got Alexis to manage me.
Well, that goes back to the strengths and weaknesses.
Woo!
Clearly, you do 100 feet. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
But yeah, clearly you do have strengths and weaknesses, and you must play to them a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite good at buying stuff because I just do things on a whim. So I'll just buy stuff on a whim.
You take a few more risks with stuff like that, whereas I'll just be looking every single last thing up on eBay before I buy it.
I'll just be like, oh, that'll do. We'll have that box. It'll be fine. There'll be something in there.
Yeah, a little bit of calculated risk is essential, I think, in a business, particularly as we're doing it. You know, we have to take risks because, well, it's the main way I learn anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking risks.
Yeah.
I suppose the only thing we are particularly focused on and plan a bit is the financial side. And I think if you lose track of that, then you're kind of a bit lost at sea.
That's your department.
That's my department.
Alexis's department.
Yeah.
You two sound very similar.
Yeah, I mean, we've always tried to play to our strengths, but there's certain things we clash over. So we have to just, we do our own thing, right? And we learned years ago that we need our own space. Hence, I have a shed. Andrea has an office full of breakables. That just suits us better.
Yeah. And we do need our separate working spaces.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So how does that work with you guys? Are you okay working together in the same space, or do you find
we used to have separate working spaces.
You used to have an office, and I used to work in the bedroom, didn't I?
Yeah. But now I think it's not too bad, is it?
No, I mean, sometimes you get on each other's nerves.
In the last office, we definitely got on each other's nerves.
Yeah, because you couldn't move in the last office without bumping into each other and stuff. So
yeah, pretty much.
But here it's fine.
Also, I mean, spending all day working together, perhaps in a confined space, and then going home together, we don't get much separation, which I think is not healthy in a relationship. Separation is. So that has been problematic sometimes. When the stress levels are up, it can be problematic. Have you found any issues with that?
Sometimes, especially living in the flat, because we go home and there's no escape, there's nowhere to go.
Exactly.
So, yeah, because my son will be in the living room and then there'll be us in the bedroom, and it's just like
just sitting watching telly and just kind of getting on each other's nerves,
pretty much. But I think we're so different, we shouldn't really work, but we do. So Yeah, it just seems to work, and we don't really argue that much, do we?
No, not
I don't
normally.
think.
No.
And if we do, it's over something stupid.
Well, we bicker, don't
yeah,
we?
we do bicker, but I think everyone bickers, don't they? But I've never. Alexis is the only person I would spend a lot of time with. I'm quite antisocial, so to find someone I can spend this much time with is amazing, really.
Yeah. Well, it's clearly working, and you haven't killed each other yet, and you're still working together, so you're doing fine.
Although if we do, this will feature on some kind of true crime documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, Laney's got an update, 114 apparently.
Wow!
I think that's
Oh my god!
sub count. Excellent.
Thank you, everyone.
Right, let me refer back down here.
Oh, you've got that question. What does the future hold?
Yeah, well,
do you
if
have
you-
any future plans for the business?
So, Alexis, who's the planner, what does the future hold for your business?
To have more income would be
Yeah,
lovely.
make more money so we can actually get a mortgage.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And
to replace my car.
Yeah. You wanted to
With
get
a Ferrari. Yeah.
So, to get more income, you're going to have to turn over more. So, is it a case of changing how you source or getting more efficient listing? What's going to change?
We've gone from niche of selling kind of toys
Very
to now we
niche,
sell
yeah.
everything, don't we?
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I've got into the kind of crockery and pottery things, which is actually quite interesting. Anyone think I was nearly a grown up? Really?
Really?
Yeah, nearly, not quite.
Yeah.
I'll just say, Nick, I love your t-shirts. I have a collection
Thank
of
you.
t-shirts, and you wear the best t-shirts.
Oh, I've got Marty McPrime, who is a time traveling Autobot.
Got Pinky in the Brain.
Oh, and Prince.
I don't know if you remember Pinky in the Brain. Yeah.
We've already commented on the Prince. This may turn into a music chat imminently. So I'm nearly running out of questions. Let me just dip back in the chat.
There's not a lot going on. Stephen is a jewellery hoarder, but we knew that.
Well, apparently Stephen is sending us a whole big box of toys that he doesn't want to deal with. Yeah,
Oh, I know.
there may be an unboxing coming. I have no idea. It's going to be like Christmas.
It's all Susan's fault.
It's Susan's fault, so we can blame Susan when it turns up. But no, I'm really looking forward to it.
I missed your whatnot again, didn't I, Nick? I wanted the Buffy figures, and you told me that it had been postponed by a week, and I intended on doing it, and then it was. I'm just a nightmare, aren't I? I can't remember anything. I'm like, oh.
Well, everything's sold. There were some real bargains people got. So yeah, I'm afraid.
Tell me that.
You missed out.
It went for ridiculous prices. If it was hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, I think Selena bought both of them Buffys, didn't she? From memory. So I think they're off to Scotland.
Yeah, the Angel and the Buffy. So Jessica's got a question for you. What's the furthest you guys have ever travelled for a sourcing trip?
We went to Essex, didn't we?
Yeah, I think
Star
that's
Wars.
the furthest.
Yeah.
And there was a Star Wars bundle. Was that something like £300?
Yeah, on
Woman was selling
Vintage,
that for?
a lady was selling some Star Wars things, so I'll often get chatting to people and be like, have you got anything else? And it turned out she had a loft full of vintage Star Wars, including the
Death Star, which was the original, original cardboard.
all the figures with the weapons with them.
Yeah,
I've never seen
Imperial Trooper, no, Imperial Gunner.
Yeah, and that was from the second series that didn't do so well. Obviously, we haven't sold Star Wars for ages, so I've forgotten all the terms now.
No.
The last 17, was it? The last 17?
Yeah, last 17.
So we paid £300 and ended up making about £3,000.
And I kind of got into the habit of renovating a lot of it.
Yeah,
so
you're
the
really good at
vehicles, I did them up and put the stickers back on and all that sort of thing. So we made more out of it because I was kind of repairing
and you
stuff
were
as
soaking
well.
Things in hydrogen peroxide to make them white again. Like
Just had a conservatory full of hydrogen peroxide, which probably wasn't safe.
No, probably not.
That's awesome. That sort of stuff would make amazing content as well for YouTube. Repairing and renovating and restoring vintage Star Wars. I mean, I would watch that sort of stuff for hours. It's like, So if you ever not come across another collection, please make some restoration videos. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. We've got all sorts of ways to clean things up, haven't we now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, I know who to message now then when I get stuck next
If you
time.
haven't discovered a magic sponge yet for action figures, then you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
Have you used a magic sponge? You know, the ones that you buy from the pound shop?
I don't think I have.
What they're for is they're for getting things off the walls and things like pen. But if you use them on action figures, with a bit of water, it comes straight off.
And we've got one in the drawer.
Well, yeah, something.
They're really cheap to buy. You can buy about 3 for £1. Or probably not £1, it's probably about £1.50 now.
Wow. Okay.
Brilliant.
This is the content people have come for. Tips. More tips.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say it was Maggie that bought the buffies? Or
No,
it was
Selena.
Yeah.
Did I say Maggie by
I don't
mistake?
know.
I don't think I did.
The box arrives tomorrow.
Okay.
Tamara said, I was so tired, I slept through the whole of Tuesday and missed your show.
Oh no.
That was after Tamara's show on Monday.
Well, it was such a shame because we went live the first time. We had over 100 people watching and then the tech just wouldn't work. And second time around, we didn't have as big an audience. I mean, we still sold everything, but it was just, frustrating. We put in all the legwork promoting it the first time and then we had to go through the whole thing again.
And then the next problem was that they don't allow you to put size in. So you put the weight of the parcel and then they charge you extra because they assume everything's a large letter.
Large letter. And only, I think, 2 of our parcels went large letter because most action figures are a little bit wider than 2.5 centimetres. So we don't know the workaround for that yet.
No.
Anyway.
Tamara says the furthest that she's ever been to source is Rome, collecting something my dad bought for myself, all corners of the UK. Wow.
We're hoping to go to Seattle, aren't we? Because you're a big Nirvana fan and grunge fan. So we're hoping to go to Seattle. And while we're there, we might have a
I'm going to have to take a separate suitcase just for all the books I'm going to come back with.
Yeah, you're a bit of a book hoarder, aren't you?
I like books. So,
So what's the fun of? Is there a tour of places you can go, like places they played and stuff in Seattle?
There is the house that Kurt Cobain lived in, wasn't there? That you can rent out as an Airbnb or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw a video about that.
We did. Huh.
Are you thinking of visiting that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Is that Seattle though?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah.
Linda says, I love pots. This week found a piece of troika. In the corner of a cardboard box of a house clearer. He wanted £1. Couldn't believe it, didn't know what it was. This is the thing, not everybody knows stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. We've never had some troika, have we?
No.
I've seen it on the telly on David Dickinson's Real Deal.
Yeah. Oh, magic erasers, they're sometimes called. Is that the same thing? Yeah, okay.
But they're ace.
Oh, there you go. Lainey's got a question.
Oh, there we go. Would you like to read that one?
Have you regretted selling something that you wished you'd kept?
Yeah, loads. I mean, we do keep some things, don't we? Our desks are full of random knickknacks, but we kind of, if it's worth over a certain amount, then we have to sell it, don't we?
I've even been known to buy bundles of toys just because I actually wanted one of those toys out of it. Shall I show that?
Go on.
This is what happens. I end up with stuff like, there he is, like this. Just because I want that.
This is what I'm in charge of buying.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I've actually sold Buffy figures myself and wrestling figures.
Yeah.
I'd love to have kept, but we just can't justify it because I would literally keep everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll buy a whole collection of vinyl just to keep a couple of records, sell the rest to get my money back and maybe make a bit of profit. And it means I can grow my collection for free. So it makes sense, you know. Yeah. And it scratches that collector's itch, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah. I find things very hard to let go of, as you know.
Yeah.
People are answering in the chat, but Babs was asking where you were based.
Based in Norwich. Obviously, I'm not from around these parts originally. You can probably tell. Where do you think I'm from?
Is that Birmingham?
Yeah, a bit of an Ozzy Osbourne coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lived in Norwich now for 20 years, but it's still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I try my best to not sound like a brummie, but it just comes out. Because people assume that you're stupid if you're from Birmingham.
We're, as you know, not that far from Norwich, and we do go up there a fair bit.
Yeah, we do.
We'll have to meet up for coffee at some point or something.
Yeah, that'd be
We'd
good.
love to meet Jeff. Obviously, you two as well, but mostly Jeff.
No, you meant what you said, the first sentence of what
We
you
get
meant.
this all the time.
People are so disappointed if they meet us and Jeff's not there. They're like, hi, where's Jeff?
He's so cute, though.
Outrageous.
Tara says, when I managed a charity shop, we had a piece of troika given in. It went to auction and got nearly £1,000. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Secret Carper says, not a reselling question, but if you could jam with one music star, who would it be, dead or alive?
Told you it'd be a music chat in the end.
You go first.
Well, mine's going to be rubbish. Mine's like Adele or Alanis Morissette or somebody. Yours is going to be
That's
someone
not massively rubbish, though, was it?
But
You could have said, you know.
No,
Gary Glitter.
no, I didn't say Gary Glitter.
You could be the 6th member of Steps.
Yeah, I can't dance.
Oh, maybe not.
I did used to be in a 90s tribute band called
Oh,
Nothing
did
But
you?
90s. Yeah.
For
So
what
obviously I
band?
didn't make it. Pardon?
For what band?
All of them. All of the 90s stuff we used to sing.
Cool.
Anyway, go on. You'll
Yeah.
have a way more interesting answer than I would.
Okay, so for me, it would be Kurt Cobain, obviously, and Lane Staley as well. I think
From
Alice in
Alice in
Chains, yeah, and David Bowie
obviously.
and Prince,
No, you're just greedy now. That's too
and
fast.
Belinda Carlisle, and Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who would you like to be on stage with if you could? I'm not sure I'd
So
want.
many to choose from, though, isn't there? It's really tricky. Well, I mean, this is a fantasy, isn't it? Because I can't sing or play an instrument. But if I could play an instrument or sing, I don't know. I'd love to have gone back to the 90s, gone to the Viper Room and got up on stage and jammed with all the people that were
Save River Phoenix is like.
Guns N' Roses when
there
they're
at the
coming up.
time, where-
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'd have loved to have done in a fantasy.
Yeah. I'd love to have seen REM or toured on one of their really early tours in the 80s when they were still kids, really. That would have been amazing. Anyway, yeah, great question. Let me get. Oh, Will wants to. Whereabouts were you from in Birmingham? It's a big place.
Oh, a tiny little place called Acox Green. And it was, rough. I moved to Norfolk for a better life for my children.
Excellent. Yeah, I agree. Not wrong with Alanis.
I love Alanis Morissette.
Alanis.
Right, I'm trying to
Steve
get.
Blaney says Nick would jam with Nick Berry.
Oh, this is never going. It's going to haunt me the rest of my life. No, we hadn't moved here for long. I don't know if you were watching us at this point, but we were doing a charity thing, and somebody paid quite a lot of money for me to go out the back here and shout at the top of my voice, "I love Nick Berry," which was an ongoing joke. We have neighbours right there, right the other half of the cottages or something. And it's just like, yeah, that was our introduction to the village. Yeah. Right, sorry, I'm just scrolling now.
Yeah.
Right, I've made it to the end.
Okay.
I've got a question. If you could go back to when you started reselling, would you do anything differently, and why?
I don't know.
No.
I think everything we've done has got us to where we are now, and it's given us a good knowledge of stuff.
Well, if we could take the knowledge we have now back, then we could have sourced the stuff that is more worthwhile that we like now. But
That Lego
Yeah.
that my dad gave us that started it all,
Mm.
there was probably about £1,000's worth in there.
Very possibly, but we had no idea how to kind of separate all the sets out and stuff like that. Whereas now I do that quite a bit, because I know some resellers will get a bundle of Lego and then separate it out into kilo bags according to colour. But it takes ages, but I go through them and put all the sets together and stuff.
I hate Lego.
Yeah.
I hate it. I can't do it.
You're literally like opposites, you two. It's brilliant. Yeah, I think that's probably the same response if I was asked that question. I think I have been asked that. It's like, we end up where we are because of the decisions we made and how we evolved anyway. So if you take out that learning, you're not going to get here.
True.
So I wouldn't do it differently.
I might swerve all the clothing business.
Yeah, just edit out the clothing section of our reselling journey. I mean, talking about Lego, I did Lego. I went off on a tangent and I did Lego and nothing but Lego on a big way, doing it by part number, had thousands of listings up, and it drove me to insanity. Just
Yeah. The same.
Yeah, I was on Bricklink for a while. We had a store on there, and I was just having to read these little numbers on Lego that it was just impossible. It was like get the microscope and have a look. But yeah, there was a lot on there, and having to pick everything for orders was impossible.
And you'd have an order for like 302 bits of Lego for about £5.
You're probably not even.
And then I'd sell an Action Man jacket for about £30.
Yeah, and I thought, I'm doing the wrong
point?
thing here.
Yeah.
I think you have to have more than one, at least more than 2 people probably to do Bricklink on a bigger scale.
But I can't sell Lego, so that was never going to happen.
Yeah. There's moments when you're selling Lego when you've got a magnifying glass and a brick and you've been there for 5 minutes trying to work out what that number is, and then you're like, what am I doing with my life? Right? Or trying to work out who a Lego minifigure is with Google search and everything. It's like, I don't care anymore. Yeah. So I love Lego and I still sell Lego, but I don't go to those links. It just doesn't float my boat anymore.
No.
But yeah, I'll still pick Lego up. In fact, recently I probably should have bought that. A family was selling off their kids' Lego in bulk, and he would have let me take the lot for 50. But I just wasn't in the right headspace in that moment in time to take it on, so I left it. But yeah, it was easy.
We got a lot from Vinted for about £100, and there's a black pearl.
God, try 200.
200, sorry. And there's a black pearl ship in there, which is apparently quite rare. And it's got the little, what's his name, that figure?
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones, and that's worth over £100 on its own. So you just sorted through that at the moment, aren't you?
Wow, Davy Jones. Cool. Is Davy Jones the one with the weird squid face?
Yeah.
You did pick up a little bit of Lego today. It was, what was it?
Did I pick up some Lego today?
A bird or a...
Oh, yeah, I was buying a big bag of Nerf, which I enjoy selling, and some Pokemon some and tins full of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, which I know very little about, despite selling it in our high street shop for like a decade. I still don't really know what I'm doing. We got the whole lot for a tenner, and then I found this really cool, quite wide-winged bird. It's a brown bird. Don't know what set it's from. And she said, "Oh, just take it. It's fine." I need to look that up. I assume it'll have a part number hidden on it somewhere. But yeah.
But it could be worth hundreds. I don't understand. Like a tiny little man is worth £100.
I think it's as worthwhile as gold, isn't it? It holds its value and increases in value. As much as gold, it is quite crazy.
I remember when we were parting out Lego, we had a little, I think it was like a holographic little tile, 2x2 square tile, but it was either a Star Wars ship or something like that, like a little control panel or something. You could only get it in that one set, and it was super rare. And that one piece that was less than a gram, I think, went for about 50 quid, something like that. Just insanity, absolute insanity.
Yeah.
We're still waiting to get a Boba Fett with the printed arms from Cloud City. Apparently that's loads.
They are out there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right, let's see if I've missed anything in the chat.
No, I don't think we have. I've been keeping an eye on it.
Oh, look, Chris says, sorry I'm late. That's okay. We'll let you off just this once. I've been painting my last architrave. Oh, and I became a granddad last Friday. He is £8 7-ounce bundle of joy, all doing well. Fantastic.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Exciting times.
Although I'm glad that my children have grown up.
Yes.
I don't have to change any more nappies.
Yeah. Our child is, what's she going to be this year? 24?
23 this year.
23 this year. Can't even keep up. Yeah. Yeah, people saying about Pokemon, I have no idea where to start. I might Whatnot, the stuff I picked up today, a big load of Yu-Gi-Oh tins full of it and a load of Pokemon.
Well, it really depends what it is worth, because you thought they're all common. And
yeah, I'll probably just bundle it, just auction it on.
That would be a very quick Whatnot, wouldn't it?
It would. Yeah, one lot. Yeah. We'll
We haven't tried Whatnot yet. I'm not sure about it. I don't know. I think you need to have quite a big fan base or a load of followers on YouTube or somewhere to get people in there, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think you do, because it started off with doing like collectibles and toys and all that kind of thing. What you sell would probably do really well on Whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard when we started questioning, is it right for our business? You do need a following. Is it right for everybody? There were people saying that new sellers on there have managed to build a following just by doing Whatnot shows and being consistent. So it does work. But I agree, we wouldn't have done nearly as well on there without our, following on Instagram and YouTube, etc. But I'd say it's worth a go. You don't know until you try.
Probably too shy. You need to be quite charismatic. We'll get Wiki to do it for us.
There you go. We can do it. Anyone can.
Believe it or not, we're almost at the hour already.
Wow, that makes me.
Might be time for words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom already, shall we?
Yeah.
Just reading these last few. Yeah, people saying, cannot make myself care. Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Yeah, C. Blaney is wondering how on earth you're old enough, Jen, to have a grown-up child.
What? I'm 41 and I feel about 50, 60, 71. Yeah, I've got a how old is Leo?
18.
18.
Oh, Leo.
Are you still in the chat? Can you confirm, Leo, if you're still watching? How old are you,
Mind
please?
you just said you didn't know how old.
I didn't.
I've got a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Yeah. Well, it's easy with Ellen because she's whatever year we are, 24 minus 1, because she was born in 01, but I always forget that bit. Okay.
But I love you, whoever you are.
We went to see Alan Davies, one of his comedy shows once, and he made us stand up because he didn't believe that we'd been married as long as we had, and that I was old enough to be married.
We made the mistake of I think it was for my birthday one year, and we were in the front row of a comedy gig. It's never a good idea.
No.
Yeah. But Alan Davies is a brilliant stand-up. He's well known for his acting and stuff, but he's so
I've seen him. Yeah,
you've got his autograph.
I met him afterwards. I got his autograph.
Yeah,
Same. I was such a fan. I went up with his book. Please, sir, sign my book. Yeah.
We saw Frankie Boyle recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we sat right in the back of the stalls because we didn't want to be mentioned by him or anything.
it was probably the same tour.
I can't remember what they called that tour. But news just in, offended. I am in fact 18. There we go.
Sorry.
Oh, Heineken, Andrea, just bought a book from you. F in F. It's F in exams. It was called, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's F in a little book about wrong exam questions. Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
We had to look at that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, look, somebody's after a favour here. Look, 41. Holy cow! I thought about 24. There we go.
So I can confirm I am 41. Unfortunately, you can't see all the wrinkles because it's quite dark.
We normally end these with words of wisdom. You might have seen. So what we do is we ask the chat to put in some words of wisdom. You can theme it on reselling and starting a business and all that fun stuff. And we'll read some out. And then between you, you can pick a favourite, and we'll try and leave on a positive. That's normally what we do. Right. Shall I leave you to read some of those?
Where are you going?
I'm going to grab another drink. I've got such a dry throat.
Yeah, don't know why. It was hay fever. So Will is first in with the words of wisdom. Says, when you're dead and you don't know you're dead, it's only painful for other people. The same applies when you're stupid. I think we're still waiting on the delay for everyone else to come in with one. Hopefully somebody is going to. Otherwise it'll be Will tonight.
Yeah, we've only got one. That's it. Easy win.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be quite a busy week, actually, because we've got the election on Thursday.
Oh, goodness. Don't start talking about that.
We're not going to...
It's
We steer away from politics on here, generally.
It's my son's first ever time that they can vote, so we're all going to go together as a family.
Family day out to a politics station.
Just to make sure they vote for the right people.
Traditionally, I stay up to watch the results come in. I find that whole thing quite fascinating, and I think our neighbour's coming round, so we'll stock up on the wine and have a whole evening of watching with the swingometer.
I need to get cleaned up in here by Thursday then.
Yeah. And Ellen's going to be coming home on that day, isn't it?
No, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, shall we, while we're waiting to see if anybody else has got any words of wisdom, next week, amazingly enough, oh no, it isn't next week, it's 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time, it is our 10th anniversary on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Wow.
Next week, we've got a guest, but the week after that, we're thinking we're going to do a 12-hour stream.
Yep.
We said it now.
Yep.
And have some guests on and have a bit of a reminisce. And
yeah, we're going to look back at some old videos. I'm going to react to my first video, which is going to be painful. The time Lainey wants me to watch myself dress up as a Spice Girl for that charity auction thing or event we did.
Which Spice Girl?
Which Spice Girl was I?
Yeah.
Which Spice Girl would you think I would be?
Scary Spice, obviously.
Oh, no, it wasn't scary. I was my favourite Spice Girl, though.
Mel C?
Ginger.
Mel C best. She was one of my favourite.
Yes, Mel C was the best.
She's the only one with any talent.
So yeah, that'll be in a few weeks' time. We're going to get some guests on, try and get Zahir on for catch up.
Yeah, he doesn't know that yet. So if you're watching Zahir,
yeah,
we'll be messaging soon.
And celebrate 10 years of being on YouTube, which is mad. That's just bonkers. Right, we're now behind in the wows.
Yes. So Ian Dawkins says, knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens.
I like it.
Yeah. Rebecca says, no election talk, please. No.
Sorry.
Vote none of the above. Yeah. Tamara says, when everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it.
Henry Ford.
And Cinema Music says, we best serve others when at the same time we serve ourselves.
Deep.
Goes back to your, filling up your own cup and putting your own seatbelt on first and all that business, doesn't it?
What? What are you talking about?
Chris G says, new life, new beginnings. You never know what the future holds. Just love life. At least I'm not having to build a doll's house.
What? Oh, well, that's going back to the new baby.
Yes.
There was a, yeah, okay.
And Maggie says, oh my God, a 12-hour stream. I found you with the sellotape video.
Oh, yes, many people did. That was our first video that went a bit silly.
How dare you, Nick? How dare you borrow that sellotape? There are people out there without sellotape, and you've ruined it for everyone.
And the video was still doing really well during lockdown, and people were then offended I was clearing the shelves and being one of those people that was buying all the loo roll, and I was getting all the hate from all of that, and I was like, A, it's sellotape, and B, this video is like 3 years old or something. I gave up answering comments because there's like thousands of comments on it. Most of them having a dig. And it's like, whatever.
Well, if you're using sellotape as toilet roll, you've got other problems, really.
She will have it.
Yeah, you'll end up waxing. That would just be all wrong.
Can you both see the chat?
No.
Oh, okay. Because we were going to ask you to choose one, but if you can't see the chat,
Ooh,
I don't know if you remember what we said.
I like the first one. About
The one when you're dead and you don't know you're dead, it's only painful for other people. The same applies when you're stupid. Okay, we'll go with that one.
We're going to stick with Will's one. Fantastic.
Don't be stupid, people.
and also the person who thought I was 24.
Oh, yeah.
Speak laning.
Special mention. Right, well, there we go. Thank you for the words of wisdom. It's always appreciated. And thanks, both of you, for coming on. I hope it wasn't too painful.
No. It was fine. Thank you for having us. I couldn't believe you wanted us on your channel because, we're scum.
Speak for yourself.
It's an absolute pleasure. And hopefully many people will come over and watch and stick with you.
Has anybody got a running figure on how many subs you've got now?
Yeah, can somebody pop over and give us a total? And if you haven't been over and subbed, do it now. And then we'll get a running total. Yeah, but everyone needs a little helping hand now and again, and we're happy to help.
Yeah, and we've enjoyed virtually meeting you and having a chat.
Oh,
wow.
There you
we
go.
Wow.
Excellent. So
I hope you all enjoy watching a couple of middle-aged women be stupid, because that's what you're going to get.
Oh, no, tomorrow says 121.
120. This could go on for a while now.
It could. I think we need to go and eat something. We haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, we're going to go and have our dinner, and then we're doing a quiz with friends. So,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
No, it's been a pleasure, and maybe we'll do this again in a year or so, and we'll see where your business is at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
hang on. News just in. Hang on. Oh no, there we go.
Hang on, that's a big jump.
Yeah,
That jumped quickly. Wow.
Crumbs.
That's nearly double what we started with. So thanks.
Excellent. People are saying they've enjoyed it, and thank you. So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will be back next week. Do we have another guest?
We do have another guest. Yes.
Wow! Check us out, being all organised. We'll
try and be organised enough to schedule it a bit earlier than today. Today's been manic.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, that was fantastic. Thanks again, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
There's an awkward bit here while I press the button.